In just 70 years, computers have transformed from room-sized monsters to the brain in your pocket. What fueled this colossal revolution, and who are the unsung heroes behind it? From our ancestors' rudimentary numerical experiments thousands of years ago to supercomputers deciphering the universe's mysteries and powering the modern world, the historical journey of computers isn't just a story of technology. It's a grand epic of human intellect and unyielding aspiration. Join me as we turn each page of history to discover how yesterday's crude calculating machines morphed into the brain of the digital age we live in. Origins from pebbles, when humanity began to count. Have you ever wondered when, even before electricity or chips, the need for calculation first arose? Thousands of years ago, as humans struggled with nature, counting produce, trading, or predicting seasons compelled them to simplify complex numbers. This was the era of the earliest calculating tools. The abacus, more than a tool, it's a philosophy. Perhaps no calculating tool is as ancient and widespread as the abacus. Originating over 2,500 years ago in Mesopotamia and flourishing in China, Suanpan, and Japan, Soroban, the abacus not only aided in addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, but also taught humans systematic and sequential thinking, fundamental principles that modern computers would later inherit. Isn't it astonishing that such a simple manual tool harbors such profound philosophy? The Antikythera mechanism, a 2,000-year-old computer that could predict the future. But let's set the abacus aside for a moment, because this is truly shocking. In 1901, in a shipwreck off Greece, a strange object was found, the Antikythera mechanism. Dating back to around 150 to 100 BC, it's considered the world's first analog computer. It didn't just perform simple calculations, it was a complex astronomical machine capable of predicting the positions of the sun, moon, planets, and even solar and lunar eclipses. Think about it. Thousands of years ago, our ancestors had the desire to digitize and predict the movements of stars, a distant precursor to the use of computers in modern space research. Can you imagine the astonishment of those who discovered it? What do you think about this mysterious machine? How many more ancient technologies are waiting to be discovered? Share your thoughts in the comments.
The dawn of mechanical brains, when machines started to think. From manual tools, the need for calculation grew, especially in science and navigation. This spurred the advent of more complex mechanical calculating devices, ushering in the era of the first automatic machines. Pascal's Pascaline, the first accounting machine. In the 17th century, French mathematician Blaise Pascal created the Pascaline in 1642. This was a metal box device with gears and dials designed to help his father, a tax collector, perform addition and subtraction more quickly and accurately. Although it could only perform two basic operations, the Pascaline demonstrated the ability of machines to automate calculation processes, reducing human errors. A significant leap from the abacus, wasn't it? Gottfried Leibniz's stepped reckoner, elevating mechanical thought. About 30 years after Pascal, another genius, Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz of Germany, took this idea to a new level. In 1672, he designed and built the stepped reckoner, which could not only add and subtract, but also perform multiplication, division, and square roots. Leibniz's invention was a significant leap, with its unique stepped drum gear system. But even more extraordinary, Leibniz was a strong advocate for the binary number system, the foundation of all modern electronic computers. He saw the infinite potential of using zeros and ones to encode information, a vision far ahead of its time. The Jacquard loom, programming with holes? An invention seemingly unrelated but profoundly impactful on computer history was the Jacquard loom, 1801. This machine used punch cards to control complex weaving patterns. The crucial point wasn't the fabric, but the concept of punch cards used to program a machine. Each hole corresponded to a specific instruction, and the machine would perform a predefined sequence of actions. This was the precursor to the concept of a program, a sequence of instructions a computer can execute automatically. Did you realize the importance of this event? Which invention in this period do you think was the most groundbreaking, and why?
The fathers of the computer, visionaries beyond their time. The 19th century witnessed truly revolutionary ideas that laid the theoretical foundation for modern computers. The two most prominent figures of this period were Charles Babbage and Ada Lovelace. Charles Babbage, architect of the digital brain. Charles Babbage, an English mathematician and philosopher, is often dubbed the father of the computer. In the 1820s, he began designing the difference engine, an automatic mechanical calculator capable of computing mathematical and astronomical tables. Though unfinished in his lifetime, a full-scale working version was successfully built in the 1990s based on his designs. It proved the feasibility of constructing an automatic calculating machine. But Babbage's true masterpiece was the analytical engine in the 1830s. This was a revolutionary design, considered the precursor to modern general-purpose digital computers. It included a mill, or arithmetic unit, a store, or memory, a control unit for instruction flow, and input-output devices, punch cards. Most importantly, it could be programmed using punch cards, allowing it to perform any sequence of calculations. This was the first time the concept of a programmable computer emerged, opening up the possibility for a machine to do many different things simply by changing the program loaded. Ada Lovelace, the world's first programmer. The daughter of poet Lord Byron, Ada Lovelace was an outstanding mathematician and a key collaborator of Babbage. She saw the analytical engine not just as a mere calculating machine, but as a tool that could manipulate abstract symbols, not limited to numbers. She wrote detailed notes on how the analytical engine could perform a sequence of operations to solve complex problems, including an algorithm to calculate Bernoulli numbers, considered the world's first computer program. Thus, Ada Lovelace is honored as the first computer programmer. Her vision was far ahead of her time, predicting that computers could be used to create music, art, and many other applications beyond mere calculation. Are you surprised to learn that the first programmer was such a talented woman with a vision centuries ahead?
The electromechanical era and World War. Giants that changed the world. In the early 20th century, electrical inventions paved the way for a new generation of computers, electromechanical computers, using electromagnetic relays for calculations. But it was World War II that truly accelerated this development due to the urgent need for fast computation and code breaking. Punch cards and Hermann Hollerith, the foundation of IBM. Before the war, Hermann Hollerith applied Jacquard's punch card idea to process statistical data for the 1890 U.S. Census. His invention, the Hollerith tabulating machine, reduced data processing time from years to just months. Hollerith later founded the Tabulating Machine Company, the precursor to today's giant International Business Machines, IBM. Punch cards became the standard means of data storage and input for computers for decades. Konrad Zeuss's Z3, the first digital computer. In Germany, engineer Konrad Zeuss completed the Z3 computer in 1941. This is recognized as the world's first fully programmable electromechanical digital computer. The Z3 used the binary number system and operated using electromagnetic relays capable of performing floating-point calculations. Although destroyed in the war, the Z3 was a significant step forward, showing the potential of digital computers in solving complex engineering problems. Colossus, the secret savior that deciphered wartime secrets. Amid the war, the need to decipher Nazi Germany's encrypted messages spurred the development of the first electronic computers. At Bletchley Park, England, a team of cryptographers and engineers, including Alan Turing, developed the Colossus machine in 1943. Colossus was a series of electronic computers using vacuum tubes specifically designed to decipher Germany's Lorenz cipher. Although not a general-purpose computer, Colossus was the first programmable electronic machine, processing large amounts of data faster than any previous device, playing a vital role in winning World War II. Few knew this secret was kept for decades. ENIAC, the giant that launched the electronic era. At the same time, in the United States, the Electronic Numerical Integrator and Computer, or ENIAC, was developed at the University of Pennsylvania and completed in 1945. ENIAC is often considered the world's first general-purpose electronic computer. Weighing as much as 5 elephants, occupying the space of an entire house, was the ancestor of the smartphone in your pocket. Simply extraordinary.
The transistor and microcircuit revolution, the world suddenly shrank. Vacuum tube computers like ENIAC were too large, expensive, and unreliable. A revolutionary invention in the mid-20th century changed everything: the transistor. The transistor and Bell Labs, the nucleus of miniaturization. In 1947, at Bell Labs, scientists John Bardeen, Walter Brattain, and William Shockley invented the transistor. This was a compact semiconductor device, much more efficient than the vacuum tube. It consumed less power, generated less heat, was more reliable, and most importantly, much smaller. This invention earned them the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1956 and opened the door for computer miniaturization. Transistor-based computers, second-generation computers, became more compact, faster, and cheaper, making them more accessible to organizations and businesses. The integrated circuit, IC, from one to thousands of components on a chip. The next leap in miniaturization was the integrated circuit, IC, independently invented by Jack Kilby of Texas Instruments and Robert Noyce of Fairchild Semiconductor in the late 1950s. The IC allowed the integration of multiple transistors, resistors, and capacitors onto a tiny silicon chip. This not only reduced component size, but also significantly increased their speed and reliability. Moore's law, proposed by Gordon Moore, Intel co-founder, in 1965, predicted that the number of transistors on a chip would double approximately every 2 years, while costs would decrease. This law became a guiding principle for the development of the semiconductor industry for over half a century. The birth of the microprocessor, a brain on a single chip. The pinnacle of the miniaturization era was the birth of the microprocessor. In 1971, Intel released the Intel 40004, the world's first microprocessor chip. This was truly a complete brain on a single silicon chip, capable of performing all the functions of a central processing unit, CPU. The Intel 40004, initially designed for calculators, ushered in the era of personal computers and all other smart electronic devices. Just imagine, in a few decades, we went from a colossal machine to a minuscule brain fitting on a fingertip. Don't you think technology is developing at a dizzying pace? Personal computers and the technology boom. Power for every home. The advent of the microprocessor transformed computers from colossal, expensive machines available only to large organizations into devices that could fit on a desk and were affordable for individuals.
Altair 8800, the spark that ignited the PC era. In 1975, the Altair 8800, a microcomputer kit, was launched and quickly became a hit among electronics enthusiasts. Although programming the Altair required flipping switches and flashing lights, it inspired a generation of young developers and engineers, including Bill Gates and Paul Allen, who wrote the basic interpreter for Altair, laying the groundwork for Microsoft. Apple I and Apple II, making computers everyone's friend. In a small garage in 1976, Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak created the Apple I, one of the first true personal computers. Following that, the Apple II, 1977, with its more user-friendly interface, color graphics capabilities, and expansion slots, became a huge success, bringing computers into the homes of millions of families and schools worldwide. This was the first time the concept of a user-friendly computer was prioritized. IBM PC and global popularization. Seeing the enormous potential of the personal computer market, the giant IBM entered the game with the IBM Personal Computer, IBM PC, in 1981. The IBM PC was not the most advanced computer, but thanks to its strong brand, open architecture, allowing other companies to produce compatible hardware, and cooperation with Microsoft, providing the DOS operating system, it quickly became the industry standard and popularized personal computers globally. The introduction of the IBM PC created a colossal industry around hardware and software. Microsoft DOS and Windows, bringing computers closer to users. Microsoft's DOS, disk operating system, became the brain controlling most IBM PCs and compatible computers. However, DOS's command line interface was quite difficult for ordinary users to use. To solve this problem, Microsoft introduced Windows in 1985, a graphical user interface, GUI, that allowed users to interact with computers through icons, windows, and a mouse. With continuous development, Windows became the world's most popular operating system, making computers an accessible tool for everyone. Do you remember the first time you used a Windows computer, or the first game you played on it? What's your most memorable computer-related memory?
The rise of the Internet. When personal computers changed how we work and play, the Internet changed how we connect with each other and with the world. From ARPANET to the World Wide Web, ushering in a new era. The origin of the Internet was ARPANET, a network developed by the U.S. Department of Defense in the late 1960s to connect computers at research institutions and universities. The initial purpose was to create a resilient network in case of an attack. By the 1980s, TCP/IP protocols were standardized, allowing different networks to connect, creating the Internet as we know it today. However, it wasn't until 1989, with the invention of the World Wide Web, WWW, by Tim Berners-Lee at CERN, that the Internet truly took off. The WWW introduced the concept of hyperlinks and web browsers, allowing users to easily access and navigate globally connected information. HTTP, or Hypertext Transfer Protocol, and HTML, or Hypertext Markup Language, were the foundations of the web. Email, web browsers, and the explosion of the information age. The popularity of email, along with graphical web browsers like Mosaic 1993 and Netscape Navigator 1994, transformed the Internet from a tool for academia and the military into a mass medium. By the late 1990s and early 2000s, the Internet exploded, bringing an unprecedented information age, with the advent of search engines, Google, e-commerce, Amazon, eBay, and later social networks, Facebook, Twitter. What do you use the Internet for most today? Can you imagine what life would be like without the Internet? The mobile world and artificial intelligence, when computers became a part of us. The 21st century has seen two major technological trends completely reshaping how we use computers: mobile computing and artificial intelligence. Smartphones and tablets,
supercomputers in your pocket. The advent of the iPhone in 2007 and later Android revolutionized mobile computing. Smartphones are not just phones, they are pocket supercomputers with incredible processing power, continuous internet connectivity, and millions of applications. Tablets like the iPad quickly followed, offering another form of mobile computing, convenient for content consumption and light work. Mobile computing has made computers an indispensable part of every moment of our lives, from communication, work, entertainment, to learning. Cloud computing, breaking down spatial barriers. Along with mobile computing, cloud computing has changed how we store, access, and process data. Instead of storing everything on personal devices, we can store data and run applications on remote servers accessed via the internet. Services like Google Drive, Dropbox, Amazon Web Services, AWS, and Microsoft Azure have become the backbone of many online services and modern businesses, offering unprecedented flexibility, scalability, and cost efficiency. The AI and machine learning boom. Computers learning to think. Artificial intelligence, or AI, is not a new concept, but significant advancements in computational power and algorithms have brought AI from the realm of science fiction into our daily lives. Machine learning, a branch of AI, allows computers to learn from data without explicit programming. From voice recognition, Siri, Google Assistant, to automatic translation, recommendation systems on Netflix or YouTube, to self-driving cars and medical diagnoses, AI is revolutionizing every industry. Large language models, such as GPT-4, with which you are interacting, are also a prime example of the current AI boom. Will AI help us achieve even greater things, or will it bring new challenges to humanity? Let's ponder this together. The future of computing beyond current limits. Looking to the future, the journey of computers is far from over. One of the most exciting new frontiers is quantum computing. Basic concepts of quantum computing: computers of parallel universes. Unlike classical computers that use bits, 0 or 1, quantum computers use qubits, which can exist in states of 0, 1, or both simultaneously, quantum superposition. This allows quantum computers to perform parallel calculations on vast amounts of data, providing superior computational power over classical computers for certain types of problems. Quantum phenomena such as entanglement also allow qubits to link together, further enhancing processing capabilities. Potential and challenges: a dream or a distant prospect. Quantum computing has the potential to revolutionize fields such as medicine, developing new drugs, materials science, designing materials with unique properties, finance, modeling complex markets, and cryptography, deciphering or creating new cryptographic systems. Nevertheless, many companies and research organizations are heavily investing in this field, promising a future full of surprises for computer technology. Do you believe we will soon see quantum computers in everyday life, or is it still a luxury dream? Summary and grand significance. From rudimentary pebbles to quantum supercomputers hinting at the future, the journey of computers is the most vivid testament to humans' extraordinary intellect and unyielding quest for discovery. Each invention, each step forward is not just technology, but a story of creativity, of great minds that have shaped the world we live in. Computers are not merely tools, they are a mirror reflecting ourselves, a species constantly seeking to transcend its own limits. So, after this journey of discovery, what do you find most astonishing about the history of computers? Leave your comments below, share your thoughts and feelings. Don't forget to like this video if you found it interesting and subscribe to the channel to not miss other fascinating science and technology stories. Thank you and see you again.